Good afternoon. This is Cletus Davis from Ultimate IT Guys, and welcome to our webinar today. We're talking about 2018, the year of data breach victims. Things that we need to know today is that most likely you've been a victim of data breaches. Your business is at a very high risk of being breached because you've been a victim of those other third-party breaches. If your business is breached, you will get hit with fines, penalties, and lawsuits. That's a big change from the way it was in the past. The good news is that you don't have to be a victim. Most data breaches can be prevented. So let's talk about you've been a victim. Over 80% of Americans had their information stolen from third-party websites. These are the places that you go every day and you give them your information in order to do things. It could be the places like Yahoo. It could be, latest one here is Marriott Hotels. They were just announced a breach here recently. Over 500,000 people were impacted by it, and it occurred over a period of about 4 years. That's a really scary one. That's the second largest data breach, single data breach that we've had yet so far. And there are so many others, just that the list just goes on. And this year, it seems like just every other day, there's somebody announcing a new data breach. So 80% of us, that's 8 out of 10 of us, our information is out there and it's been stolen and the bad guys have it. Over 20% of Americans had their social security number stolen from third-party websites. Now, obviously, this one is a very serious thing. If they have your social security number, they can impersonate you. You're at a very high risk for identity theft. You're also at a higher risk of things like them opening bogus credit cards in your name, get tax refunds that are bogus, things like that. These can really cause a lot of serious problems for you personally and financially. So you really need to know if you're one of those people so that you can take steps to try to protect yourself. The other big deal is because this information has been breached and it's out there, your information is now for sale on the dark web. So that means the bad guys have your information and they are selling it to other bad guys so that they can attack you. That's the takeaway that we need to know and understand. Targeted attacks happen because you've been a victim of one of these third-party data breaches. You're at a much higher risk for phishing, which is them trying to scam you into giving them more information about you. Ransomware, where they're going to lock up all your files and hold you for ransom. Wire fraud, where they're trying to trick you into wiring them money from your bank or sending them a check even, or a credit card payment. You're also at a much higher risk for direct data breaches. That means now, because they have information on you and know about you, they can target you and try to get more information, not just about you, but about your customers, about your employees, your vendors, everybody that you have all this private information about. They can come try to steal that from you. Now, the big deal is that there are real consequences now to data breaches. In the past, I would be teaching a class and almost every time somebody would ask, well, what's the big deal if I get hacked and they steal the information? Well, nobody really does anything. A couple of years ago, that was true. Now, we are seeing billions of dollars of fines and penalties being assessed on these companies that have lost the personal information of their users. Lawsuits. Just this week, they announced the Pennsylvania Supreme Court just ruled that businesses have a duty to protect their employee information. They can be held financially liable for breaches of employee information. This is one of the things I've taught in my class now for years. When we're talking about protecting The private and sensitive information, it's not just your customers. That's what everybody seems to focus on usually in most of the news articles. But yes, that's a big deal, are your customers, but you are supposed to protect the information of your employees, of the people that have applied for employment, of your vendors and other people that you're doing business with. You have sensitive and private information about all of those people, and you have to take care of it. Now we actually have a precedent being set by this Pennsylvania Supreme Court decision that actually puts some teeth to that. It's not just the rule that's out there anymore. There's actually case law now saying you have a duty and you can be held financially liable if you don't protect your employees' information. We are definitely going to see more things like this happening. We've also seen several class action type lawsuits against some of these companies where people have banded together to go sue them because their information was divulged in one of these data breaches. And then, of course, we have the other one, which is lost revenue. Your customers don't want to do business with you. If you're in a business situation, if you're like a housing authority or a nonprofit or something, you can have other streams of revenue and assistance that can dry up because of that data breach. You're not able to get some of those types of assistance or things that you were able to get in the past. They can withhold that from you. So even though you may not be in a normal business situation, you still can have an effect to your revenues because of a data breach. So these are very serious things, and we definitely need to take those into consideration now because there definitely is a cost to being breached. The good news is that you don't have to be a victim. Most data breaches are completely avoidable. Things like having a properly maintained and updated computer. A lot of the breaches that we've heard about over the last year, things like the Equifax and Experian and so many others, it was a simple patch that needed applied to their server or to their computer or to their router, and they just ignored doing it. We have to keep our stuff properly maintained and updated. That's the first line of defense on keeping the bad guys out. The next thing is a lot of the bad stuff comes to us through email. So you need to be using proper business email that has phishing, virus protection, and spam protection as part of the email package. You do not get these types of things through the free email that you get from your internet provider, like a Yahoo or AT&T or Cox or Suddenlink. They do not provide business quality email that's properly protected from these things. We just recently helped a business move over to business email from what they were on before. They were just amazed. They said, it is just such a small percentage. They knew they got a lot of junk mail, but they're just amazed at how much of it really was spam now. And their inbox isn't so cluttered, and it's not as hard for them to actually check their email now because it's not full of junk. And it tells them when something comes through. I get alerts all the time for our customers where there's an email attachment coming through that's a virus. And we get alerted to that, and it does not go into their inbox. Those are very good things. Just stop all that junk from making it to your email. I've actually said several times that email is probably one of the most dangerous things that we do in our business. So you need to be using proper email. The next thing is managed business class security. That doesn't mean the antivirus program that you picked up at Walmart or Best Buy, because that's garbage. It does almost nothing to help you stay secure. There's so much more to it than just putting a piece of software on your computer. It needs to be managed. It needs to be watched. It needs to be updated. You need to make sure that it's scanning the right things, looking at the right stuff. a lot of these viruses can actually disable your antivirus and get past it. So you need a proper business class one that's set up and managed to make sure that it's actually working all the time. That's a big part of staying secure. Then we get to the part of the dark web monitoring, making sure that your information, if it is out there, you need to know about it so you can go take the steps to repair the damage and stop the bad guys from targeting you. It's not difficult to do, but you got to do it. That's the big thing, which kind of leads us to our next thing. You don't have to be a victim, but it does require action. You can't just ignore the problem. It isn't going to go away. You can't just bury your head in the sand like the ostrich and hope it stops, because it's not. It's not going away anytime soon. It's probably never going to go away. These problems of the data breaches are just going to get worse. So you need to take action and manage your identity, manage your business's security. It needs to be taken care of. The other thing is you need to take action and get help from a qualified professional. Don't get your security tips from the guy at the coffee shop, because most likely they either don't know any more than you do, or if they do actually know something, they're probably the one that's trying to steal your information. So go to an actual qualified professional that does this for a living and knows what they're doing. That's where you need to go to get your help when it comes to these types of issues, because the thieves, they're out there 24/7, 365. They are out there trying to get your information and get more of it, because that's how they make money. Of course, we can help you stay safe. So let us help you. Our base service plan provides that preventative maintenance, keeps all your patches and updates in place, makes sure everything's working right. We have that managed antivirus and security service, off-site backup, remote support, business email service that has the phishing, the virus, and the spam protection built into it. We do this on over 1,000 computers today that we keep safe, secure, and productive, so you can go get your job done. That's what we can help you do. We also have other services like the dark web monitoring, the advanced network protection that can protect your whole network from these issues, security assessments where we can come in and check out your network and see what your level of risk is and help you know what actions you need to take to make it better. We can provide voice over IP phone service, managed copy and print service, managed toner service. These are all things we can do to try to help you out so that you can be safe, secure, and more productive so you can get your job done. That's what we would like to help you do. Now, do we have any questions today from anybody? Okay, looks like we've got one. Somebody put in, it says, how can you help me know if I'm a victim? Well, the first thing you would do is give us a call at 580-782-2266, or you can send an email to cdavis@Ultimate IT Guys. We will help you check to see if your information's on the dark web, and then we can help you clean up the mess associated with that, so that do the things to help you be protected again and stop the potential attacks. We can also come in and run a security assessment at your business to help you understand what your level of risk is and what needs to be done to make it work better and more securely. Those are a couple of pretty simple things we can do to try to help you out. And like I said, just give us a call, send me an email. We will be glad to help you with that. Everybody have a very good Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll be talking to you guys again in a few weeks. Thank you. Have a good day.